What just happened? I'm Dan. That's Jules. And that is Kizenbell, our wonderful Discord member and longtime listener. And we're here to talk season 4, episode 6 of Only Murders in the Building called Blow Up. Now, all right, clearly the most unique episode of Only Murders of all time.
Yeah. I like that they did it a little differently though.
It was
Reminded
really
me of
different.
like Blair Witch Project. That's what it
Yeah.
reminded me of.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Found footage, documentary style, very
Mhm.
strange in the vein of the brothers, sisters who are very strange. So we'll get into it. I don't know if I have any more suspects other than our theory video. If you didn't see that, I'll link it at the end of this video. Check it out. I'm sus on Marshall. There you go. That's the secret. But this episode, we find out about Dudenoff, and apparently he's dead. So we'll get into that. I don't believe it. I don't believe in any of this bullshit anymore. And I don't know where this is going, but I tend to not believe anything other than someone trying to kill the trio. That's it. That's all I know. So starts off with the brother sisters opening it up, documentary style.
But in our native language, the language of film.
Talking about their love of film from a young age. They were always shooting, and they had this like weird scene where she smashed herself in the face and
Action.
she was bleeding, and then they put blood on their face, and they're just strange cats. Yeah, what did you guys get from that?
Personally, I liked the bird scene.
Oh,
The
me
Yeah,
too.
cafeteria,
in high
just-
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so. That
Listen,
was
good
so
for
funny.
them. Good for them being themselves. I love it. I'm
Yeah,
all
yeah.
for it.
For some reason, we just weren't very popular in high school.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we didn't fit in high school.
And
We're
they're
like
like-
Tekken.
But here's the
pecking
thing.
away.
If you're gonna be, if yourself is that weird, you just have to be prepared to not be, one of the gang in high school.
And it all ended up with them meeting Dudenoff. So we'll talk about it. So it turned out that Glenn was one of the people that got shot. So we were right, Jules. We called that last week. So Glenn and Zach got shot, and they explained it later. So Glenn got hit in a metal, what's that
Metal
called?
plate in his head.
A metal plate in his head, and it bounced off and hit Zach in the fat. That's what he said. That's the way he described it. I'm not fat shaming.
Zach!
They got me in my fat.
Okay.
That's what he said. That was his words. So that
I
happened.
love Zach Galifianakis. Or Galifianakis, according to Williams.
Yeah, right. So Mabel's wondering if anyone saw Tawny because she's still very sus. The whole episode, they're trying to figure out if the brother sisters are involved. We never bought that. Go watch our theory video. We never ever suspected them one bit. Far too obvious. The shoe print shit never mattered. It never occurred to me that it could be them. So she's wondering if it's them. Howard's filming. So this whole episode is filmed completely differently. Like Kiz said, Blair Witch style, found footage style, and
It was
hidden
cool. It's a nice little change up.
yeah, hidden
Mhm.
camera style. And that shot they think was intended for Oliver. The first one intended for Charles. So then they're like, Mabel, shit, you're next, girl.
Who knows? Mabel could be next.
So you're all the target.
And we got to get out of here. Charles mentions it early that they should leave, and they don't leave until the end. But then they see Uma, and she's all pissed off. It's good to see her again.
Oh, look, it's my famous neighbors who have ruined the building.
Uma, step aside. I'm in a lunging mood.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's so funny because I feel like people just mentioned that we haven't seen her.
Yeah.
And here she
Yeah,
is. Here
and
she
there she
is.
Yeah.
In Discord, Ella was talking about it. She had this
Yeah,
awesome
yeah, that's what it
theory
was.
and everything.
She willed her into existence. So
Join our Discord for $1. This is how you do it. It's a lot of fun. And then Oliver's kind of having like a crisis of fate. He's like, I almost got killed.
Mhm.
Why am I not with the love of my life?
All I could think of was Loretta.
Which turns out to be a really weird scene later. I want to get your guys' thoughts on that when we get to it.
yeah. Hmm.
Really strange. But then someone knocks on the door. It's Detective Williams, and she's like, I gave you guys one rule.
One fucking request. Do not let anything happen to Galifianakis.
And she's all pissed that Zach Galifianakis got hurt. That's when she explained what happened.
The bullet struck the plate in his head and deflected to Galifianakis. But don't worry, it did not hit any of his organs. Oh no.
And then Charles tells her about the boots matching the footprints, and she's like,
The exact same boots?
Yes, said. Oh, you're playing with me.
you got to give me something more than that. And he's like, well, what about their box that they've been carrying around? There could be a rifle in there.
Then find it.
Okay. You did it
You
again.
got to give me more than that. And then she says that Dudenoff is not in Portugal. He's been cashing checks in the bodegas in New York, which turns out not to be true. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. If you guys got a theory, let me know, because I'm fucking confused. I'm confused. Is he dead? Is he alive? Was he ever in Portugal? What is going on with Dudenoff? She's assigned to find Jan because apparently she was spotted again.
Your escaped ex, Jan Bellows, back in the city.
So she has to go do that, and then she gives Saz's remains to Charles. He's like, I'll add them to my mason jar.
I'll add these to my mason jar.
Like, what do you say if you're Williams in that scenario? Like, okay, my mason jar?
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
She already knows that they're weird. So she
Yeah.
just like
You're-
whatever.
You're correct, but like it is a very Charles thing to say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
And then Bev Mellon, you know, she called an emergency production meeting. Of course she would, because she just wants this production to proceed. And they all think the sisters are the killer at this point. So they say, Howard, keep filming. No one gets shot on camera. And then Howard's like,
No one's ever killed on camera. Don't Google someone killed on camera.
Howard's on a list somewhere.
yeah. Then they get there. The sisters are filming. Howard's filming. Howard's like, I'm working with them now, but it's not a big deal. Please don't be mad at me. Then
Nothing to murder over.
It is nothing to murder about.
yeah, don't kill me. Everybody thinks that they're the killers at this point. And then as she's saying it's not going to affect production, Marshall falls over, my prime suspect. Ask me why. Go watch the theory video. I don't know. I get vibes from that guy. And then we see Zach, what he truly wanted was to leave the production, but she pulled his IV out and like threatened him, so he can't leave the production.
Well, so she sucked it down like a
sucked out
Capri
the
Sun.
It sucked the pain meds out of the IV bag like a fucking Capri Sun!
That might have been my favorite line of this entire episode, honestly.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got the full visual. It was
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah. Especially after the words, she goes, "I'm just gonna take a quick nap."
Yeah, a quick nap. Yeah. Right in front of
Okay,
everyone.
Bev.
Yeah. And then Oliver and Marshall are trying to figure out how to say spill the tea. It kind of reminds me of what was last season, Jules? Spoiler alert.
No, this is going to drive me nuts. Spill the tea on him. Bingo.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's just like that. So they're trying to figure that out. And the whole point is to get Mabel to go talk to Marshall to try to get info on the sisters. And then we see there's fucking cameras everywhere. And we find out later in the episode that this was in their life rights, that they could put cameras in their apartment. So there's literally cameras
Why
everywhere.
would you not, for something
Yeah.
called life rights?
Yeah.
Why would you not thoroughly read that contract before you sign it?
Yeah, for real. And then, yeah, Mabel's like, we shouldn't
Life
have gotten
rights?
a lawyer.
Fucking what?
She said to Oliver, like, we shouldn't have gotten a lawyer. What the fuck, dude? So there's cameras everywhere. Marshall says you should watch their student film. They're super strange.
You think they're suspects? Well, I'm not surprised, actually. Have you seen their student film?
So they watch the student film, and Vince, eye patch guy, is in it.
Go. Spill some blood in my name, girls.
So they're like, oh shit, that's a lead. We got to go talk to him. So they go see him, and his pink eye mysteriously swapped eyes.
He said,
That.
dumps.
It hops. Come on in.
Sus.
There's something in the scene that,
But
yeah.
it does feel like, to me, it feels like that it's purposely suspicious.
There's a
90%
big thing
later.
in the scene, a big thing in the scene. So they ask about knowing the sisters. He's like, yeah, of course. We all had film class together. Dudenoff was the professor. They all loved him. And then they're playing with this new drone they got, right? Him and Christmas all the time guy. They're playing with the new drone. He's like, yo, help me pry this window open.
Come on, help me pry open the window.
That motherfucker said that window didn't open.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Uh-huh.
He said that. And they get it open. So the shot could have come from his apartment. That's a big thing for me. That was like one of the biggest things I got from this whole episode. They opened the window. He said it didn't open the first time they asked him about it.
Does that mean that he needed to have help
Well, there's
to
definitely
open it?
at least two people involved for sure because of the timing.
So,
and
like,
everything.
Here's what I was thinking is that they all seemed pretty jealous of the brothers sisters
Yeah.
getting the attention of Dudenoff, this and that, whatever. Could it have been like a team effort by the Westies to like sabotage her movie?
Yeah. Like all the Westies did it.
It could
Yeah.
be.
Or at
I don't
least
see
a
why
couple
not.
of them?
They
You
were
know?
so jealous when they heard he was back in town, but he's not really back in town because someone's cashing those checks. We don't know who that is right now, but yeah, we'll talk about it. And then Charles like, yo, can you get a look into the brother sister's office with that drone? They think they can. And then that's when they find out Dudenoff was in town.
I hear Dudenoff's back in town.
What? No.
What?
It can't be.
Where did you hear
You must
that?
be mistaken.
And then shit goes haywire and then they crash the drone and it lands on somebody or near somebody because somebody screams on the street like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
That fails. This part with Loretta, what was this all about?
What do you say?
It flashes to a scene of her in a full body cast, like
For her
filming
movie
something.
or
Yeah.
whatever she.
All
Why
right,
she would
yeah.
have her phone with her on set, I don't know. I think
She
it was
was just-
made out to seem to Oliver that she was otherwise preoccupied.
Got it. Yeah, because he was like, I was going to propose to you. I don't want to spend any more time without you. How about we do this thing? And she's like, like making like groans and shit. So that makes sense. Yeah, she was just preoccupied with work. All right, I get it. That's cool. But he doesn't know that, and he's very upset. So then even the dog has a camera on him now. Gravy the dog. There's little cameras are
Oh my
everywhere.
God.
I
Everywhere.
love little Gravy. No.
Little Gravy boy.
I love Gravy.
But he's a huge part to this whole series so far with everything that he's found out because he knocks over the remains and they find out that there's 2 left shoulders.
So there's 2 left shoulders?
And they're like, well, that doesn't make sense. So Mabel's like, all right, I'm going to text the serial number to this other one to Detective Williams to ID the person of who it belongs to. Turns out to be Dudenoff. We'll talk about it later. But then Charles is like, well, there was 2 murders in the building.
There was another murder in the building.
When I think there might not have been any. I don't know. We'll see. I'm open to all options. Comment below what you think. 2? None? 1? I don't know. This season has got me confused. We're on episode 6, and all I got is Marshall. I'm trying my
Yeah,
best.
I'm confused too. It's very
They're
I
different.
don't have any solid theories yet.
They're really throwing us off the scent this season, and they're doing
I
a damn
like
good
it.
job. Yeah, doing a damn good job. Like last season, this time we knew who it was. We knew it was Cliff and Donna.
Yeah,
So
it was too easy last season.
it was.
Probably set up for this one to be like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, they're really fucking with us this time. So Mabel theorizes that Dudenoff killed someone.
So what if Dudenoff killed someone, put them in the incinerator?
That's when she's texting Detective Williams. She's obviously wrong about that. And Charles wonders if his podcast, their podcast, got Saz killed. So now he feels even more guilty.
If our podcast really did get Saz killed, I'd never forgive myself.
Because if that theory that Mabel had was true, then maybe she got killed because of their podcast. But it turns out not to be true. So then they're like, all right, let's go talk. Let's actually question the sisters, right? Let's go ask them where they were. Let's go do the whole spiel that we do. Let's do us. So they go, they say, yeah, we knew the password to his apartment.
Oh, hell.
Exactly, but upside down.
773440. Yeah, we know. Keep it moving, sister.
Then we see them with him in class. And they showed their student film, and like all the students were like super upset about it and left the class. And he was like, yo, ignore the critics. He gives them each a Super 8 camera.
Professor Dudenoff, you're giving us your Super 8s?
So he like really loved them. He was inspirational to them.
Professor Dudenoff was the first person who ever believed in us.
So it seemed like they had a really good relationship. And they even said that they would kill for them because he was everything to them. But they didn't. But they would.
So would we kill for him? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Is it weird that like I got the vibe that he just kind of was like, whatever to them?
Yeah. But they did say that he was pissed that they went Hollywood. And that's when he cut off connection.
We said we wanted to make bigger movies to earn real money. He hated that.
That's what they thought anyway. And this is when Mabel gets the text that the other shoulder belongs to Dudenoff.
It belongs to Dudenoff. Dudenoff was murdered.
So what the hell? Was he incinerated with Saz? Was he actually killed? Who's cashing the checks then? Who's got Saz's phone? We'll talk about that in a second. That's going to come up. You guys got anything on this? They took the movie to be close to Dudenoff, and now he's dead. They're all upset. They're all crying. They're all breaking down. Like, is any of this true? Do you have any leads?
I don't know that I believe that Dudenoff is dead.
I don't either.
I think possibly he is. And I think the Westies that are squatting in all of his little apartments, I think he didn't want to do that anymore or something. And they kind of offed him. And
So that's a theory
something
then.
with it. You know, I don't know exactly, but
So you're suspicious
Or like maybe
about-
they just got like real like upset with him about it and like they didn't mean to, but they kind of, you know.
It seems like
Yeah.
you guys are on the same page then. You both are suspicious of the Westies.
Not necessarily, because I don't know how Saz fits into that.
it might be two separate. Westies might not be responsible for Saz.
But you think they may have killed Dudenoff?
Yeah, I think it's like a two different thing.
Interesting that they
Okay.
both ended up in the same place. That's what is interesting to me. How they both end up in the incinerator together. That's confusing. I'm sure next week we're going to start to get some answers at least because it's episode 7. We only got like 4 episodes left, so they got to start giving us some answers, right? So then Charles is like, all right, if you guys didn't do it, then what's up with this case that could be holding a rifle? So he tries to open it. He can't open it. Mabel opens it. It's cameras. And then that's when they're like, well, you guys signed the contract. We're allowed to film you guys. We have cameras fucking everywhere. They're in your apartments. They're backstage. We're doing a movie within the movie, kind of a behind the scenes type of thing.
We've been making a film within our film, a behind the scenes thing.
I know that they like signed a contract. Wouldn't they still have to disclose that they put those cameras somewhere?
You'd think so, right? You'd think so.
I mean, I guess if they put it in the contract and they didn't read it, and
You gave us permission in the life rights contract you signed. I seriously couldn't believe it.
Then it's their fault. Yeah, because that's when Mabel was like,
Don't worry, guys. We don't need a lawyer. I've signed millions of contracts.
Moral of the story, kiddos, always get a lawyer.
Always get a lawyer.
It's just like, in the beginning when discussing the contract, Charles is doing the awkward little like, here's my little
yeah.
So it's kind of showing that they think they know everything, but
of course,
don't listen to them. Like, still do
Yeah.
the little stuff.
Yeah, they always kind of stumble their way into solving the case, don't they? Yeah. They make a lot of mistakes along the way. Let's just say that. Then they're
But like relatable.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, they're amateurs. Listen to the Detective Williams. Listen to what how she talks to them. They're amateurs, but they get the job done. So also good at their job. So they're taking the cameras down. They're like, all right, we'll take the cameras down. Oliver's like, oh, I found another one, and they're like 720p.
Ugh, like we'd shoot in 720p.
We would never. So they didn't plant that one.
Whose camera is this?
Then shit starts getting crazy. Charles gets a text, and it's a video of him. Oliver gets a text, a video of him. Mabel gets a text, video of her, and they all got targets on their fucking faces. What the hell? So someone's trying to kill them. That's what we know as a fact. And then they get the text, we're watching you. They smash the camera, but still they're being watched. And then they're like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
I like the way they set this up. The way they use the brothers, sisters, different point of view, their way of filming the episode, so to speak.
Yeah.
To set up them finding these hidden cameras that weren't the brothers, sisters.
It
I
was cool.
think that was a cool way to set that up.
It was cool because in that moment, it was like, oh, they found another one. I was like, I didn't think anything of it. And when they said the 720p line, I was like, oh shit, what's going to happen now? And then we see it's whoever is causing this fucking circus. It's them.
It's like, right. Yeah. And like, how else would they find that one random hidden camera in each of their apartments?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they've all been being watched.
The killer is watching us right now.
The entire season. And they come to this realization. They're like, you're right. Mabel says, you're right, guys. We got to bounce. We got to get out of here.
Charles, you're right. We have to get out of here now.
I wonder if they go back to LA. I'm curious for what's going to happen next week. I'm very curious. Okay. But that's what happens. And then one of the brother sisters says,
we murdered the rules of narrative storytelling, but nothing more.
And that's how they close out the episode. So lots of setup, not much payoff, and it leads the theories to go wild. So people are going to have fun. We're making another theory video after episode 7, and then we're going to do one after episode 8 or 9 with this woman right here, Kizenbell. It's going to be a lot of fun. So get your theories in. And if you guys want to support us, you can buy some merch. Kids, that's your cue.
Oh, yeah. I got to look at that.
Look at that. Beautiful stuff.
It's very comfy. Nice. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Feels nice.
It does.
I got a hoodie coming in the mail. I can't wait to wear it all the time. All right, but yeah, get your theories in. We're going to make another theory video soon. If you want to watch our other theory video, it'll be linked at the end of this. Give me something, guys. What do you got? I'm sure some Eagle Eye viewers have something out there. I'm very suspicious on Eye Patch Guy now too, because his window in fact does open. I think that was a huge revelation.
And the eye patch switch thing, come on.
The switch, yeah. That's something big
so
too. So
next episode, do you think it's going to be focused on his story again?
I don't know.
I think it'll be like more on the run type of a story vibe.
They're just going to see him and the eye patch is going to be like dead center of his face.
Or he'll have two on. Yeah.
You know what's another thing that I found weird about this season is like all the people that got, shot and stuff like that. It's the doubles of everybody.
Yeah.
Is Eva Longoria going to be the next target?
Never.
They think it's Mabel, like.
Ooh, I like that theory because someone's coming for Mabel.
They're getting the trio kind of nervous that they're coming after them, but in reality, it's coming
Listen,
after
but
the doubles.
if they
Yeah.
are going for the trio, they're doing a real bad job.
Oh yeah, they can't
They
get
keep-
anything right.
Yeah, they keep missing their shots, that's for sure, or shooting the wrong people. Yeah, I thought Glenn was dead. It looked like he got shot in the head. He did get shot in the head, but he
Well,
had a
yeah,
metal,
he did, yeah.
metal plate. So yeah, he got out of that one. So all right, thank guys for listening. Leave your comments and theories below, and we will see you next week for episode 7. Later.
Bye, guys.
Oh,
Do you
Yeah,
have
we'll
your
see.
shirt on?
Sandra, I do. See,
You're gonna have to
Oh, I love it.
at some point do an ad for it, please.
an ad.
Like
An
look
ad.
at look at our cool merch. Yeah.
Look what I bought. Look at my chest.
Not only titties, but cool merch.
Don't need to see my sister whacking off after hours.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
The fuck?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
That just happened.